Hey everybody, Roger here. Hope you guys are all having a great day. I want to talk to you guys today about what I will be talking about for the rest of the month. One of the biggest reasons why I am not in the LGBTQπ community anymore. It's become rather disgusting. One of the first reasons why I actually got away from it was because of NAMBLA association, and then obviously because it was more or less a profit money market type deal, and I really am not really a big fan of going to events that just don't really solve problems but just want to make money. So yeah, there's no such thing as teaching outright prevention of certain communicable diseases. It's more or less about, hey, here's condoms, go have freeloading sex if you want to. Granted, we've all have had these lives before. Some of us currently have them as well, but these are just a few of the reasons, and one of the biggest ones also I should mention, as of recently, I did mention NAMBLA, but more specifically, there's the addition of kids being associated with becoming drag queens, and then playing at bars and whatnot, associating themselves with serial killers, not serial killers, but murderers. Let's put it that way, and drugs. So it's just getting disgusting. It's getting to the point where, yes, you could be gay, let's not judge on that. Yes, you can love animals or whatever the fuck you want to do as long as it's legal in your state. But no, you cannot take the innocence of a child. You can, being a victim myself when I was a child, it's disgusting. It's not anything I would ever wish on anybody, and it does hurt you mentally. I mean, I've struggled with it for years, and I do not wish that kind of action on anybody, I should say, especially when you're trying to tenderize it by putting it in openly and caressingly. It's just disgusting. So anyways, Snapchat, one of the famous, I believe Facebook owns it, I could be wrong, or maybe at one point in time they owned it or something, but Snapchat, famous for its 10-second images that people could post online, basically had this what do you call them? I don't know what you call these Snapchat events, I guess. It's called Love Has No Age. Love has no age. Yes, it does. Love does have age, and the love that they're talking about, because this is in Pride Month. June is Pride Month. Because it's in this month, it does have an age, and they basically wanted to see what kind of reaction people were going to be getting. And I will tell you, if you are in the LGBTQπ community at this point in time, this is your chance. I've been telling you guys since I started making videos, get the fuck out of it. Don't be an ally. Fuck allies. God, I hate that word too. That word is such cringe. I'm an ally. Oh yes, I'm an ally of the black community. I'm the ally of the Mexican community. I'm the ally of the gay community. I'm an ally of feminism. I'm an ally of bullshit. It's just, again, like I say many times, movements don't work. It's a rarity they do. But more often than not, it's a marketing scheme. And you just got to take action on yourself, start educating people, start educating yourself, and then spread your word. Don't be part of a fucking group. Just don't. I mean, every single one eventually becomes corrupt with the wrong people in line. So that's my statement there regarding that. But going back to love has no age. Okay, we're teaching kids in schools now about adult-child relationships. How the fuck is that acceptable? And how the fuck do parents do not have any control over what content their students can teach? You are the taxpayer. For the most part, if you are working. But then I guess there's a lot of parents that don't even know what curriculum their students are being taught or being, provided or offered, because they're so busy, or they're single parents, or they just don't care. It's a number of those things, and plus a lot of millions of other reasons. But here's the thing, you got to take into account that you as the parent need to start looking at what's happening with your children. You need to start making sure that, again, Snapchat appeals to a younger audience. So you have this younger audience that sees this headline. Who knows what the reaction is going to be? Look, the gay community, how do I say this? I understood I was gay at a young age. I did. Did I want to be actively involved in it? Maybe at times, but I wasn't. I didn't want to get into the personal nitty-gritty shit about it. But here's the thing. Overall, my interpretation is this. You can be gay. You can grow up being gay. You can do what you want being gay at any age. But when an adult starts coercing on your territory, hopefully you're not openly accepting of that. But when an adult starts wanting to be with you or do something with you, that's it. That's it. That is the part where you have to draw the line. I mean, kids doing their own thing, that's one thing. You can't control what kids are gonna do. I mean, I have stupid stories that that if they were revealed, I'd probably be embarrassed about them. But I was a kid. At the same time, adults know better. Adults know better. And when you're normalizing this shit, you're not just telling these kids that. You're, as an adult, seeing this out there, it gives them like more of an opportunity to say, "Oh shit, this is getting normalized now. Hey, I'm a sex offender and registered sex offender, and it looks like this is being normal, so I can start doing this now." I mean, the laws are going to change. They could change, who knows? But there might be some people out there who are registered sex offenders who might look at this and say, "Hey, if this is normalized now, why was I paying the price earlier?" You know, and then they might try to make some sort of a movement. And again, movements don't work most of the time, but sometimes they do. They might start to make a movement or get a group of people together, and then they're going to have allies because they are part of the LGBTQ community at this point in time. Unfortunately, that is the case. We have sick people in that community, which is, again, why you should get the fuck out of it. Don't support it. Don't. Be gay. Go to gay bars. Go to gay clubs. Do your gay thing. Go have gay sex. Do all that shit. But don't support that fucking organization, community organization. Just don't. Just don't. Do your own thing. They're already starting to get out of control. But yeah, these registered sex offenders, some of them are, again, this is some, not all, hashtag not all, are gay. And they have taken advantage of children, both young men and young women, young girls, young boys. And they are a menace to society, but you never know. With stuff like this happening on Snapchat, it's easy to assume that somebody could legally say, "Hey, you know, this is not fair to us. We've been chastised as bad people, yet here's the public basically saying that love has no age." This is slowly happening to break us down, is what I see. But anyways, it's no fun being gay. It wasn't a lot of fun being gay the majority of the time. But now that we're starting to trip into people's, okay, look, we've entered the community. We have equal rights. We've always had equal rights, but now they are well established. We don't need to be there is no reason for the LGBTQ agenda anymore. There isn't. There's none. You might say, "Oh, but marriage this, but marriage that." No, you can have civil unions. Okay, there might be some churches out there, some religions that have clergy or priests or whatever that can grant you the power of saying, "Oh yeah, you know, you're 2 men or 2 women, you can get married," or two trans or whatever and get married or whatever. You might have that luxury, but you can't tease the real definition of it. If the real biblical definition, depending on what religion you are, means marriage is between a man and a woman, don't try to bend the rules for it. That's a form of blasphemy, I assume. And you know, I haven't played with religion for a long ass time, but that's what I would assume. And if you're being blasphemous like this, then if you believe in religion, then you'd be going straight to hell because you're lying. You're lying about the definitions of things. Civil unions, however, I'm 100,000% for. That's acceptable. You know, you'll be able to take advantage of all the benefits that come with it legally, I'm pretty sure, with your state, and be okay with that. What's wrong with that? But don't look at the gay community, the LGBTQπ community is forcefully throwing itself into every avenue of control. And I don't think it's because they want equal rights. I think they just want special representation. And again, I say this as a gay minority myself, and I hate constantly saying that, but in case some of my audience doesn't know, because I've had some people on here accuse me of being white, which is very, very weird, just because of the way that I talk. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So I have to bring it up every now and again. Anyways, I'm not saying that we should know our place. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's certain things that you inherently know are wrong, and you inherently know just tread on the sanctity of things for other people and their religion and their ideologies and stuff. We don't want that happening to us as gay people. I wouldn't want anybody telling me that, hey, you know, you as a gay person, you're going to have to be forced to feed a straight person, or you're going to have to be forced to feed a Mexican person, which I'm Mexican or Hispanic, and you don't want those things, even though, no, I would have no problem with serving anybody, just as long as I have the flexibility of being able to make the decision myself, deeming the situation. If that person's being an asshole, and I have a legal right to kick that person out from me being able to service them on whatever, you know, being a waiter or whatever, I should be able to have that right and be okay with it. I shouldn't have to have that person come back and say, you have to serve me because I am a white man, or because I am a Latino or whatever. You shouldn't have that. It should just be equal across all avenues based on individuals' actions, and that's it. So if that person comes in and they start being belligerent and it's affecting business, it's affecting commerce, you have a right to kick them out. You have a right to kick them out, and you have a right to not serve them, but not for any sort of other thing, being gay, whatever. And you guys might say, oh, well, then why did you back up the Nathan Phillips, the baker? Well, because he didn't refuse service. Those guys went in there. There were like 80 bakeries within a 50-mile radius, and they chose this one. They knew this guy was Christian. They were opportunistic in that situation. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. And don't take it as fact. It's just an opinion. And they took that opportunity, and Mr. Phillips was pushed in a corner, and now he had this lawsuit against him. It was reopened, I believe. I don't remember what the situation was regarding that, or what that second outcome was, but the initial outcome was him winning. So, or him, you know, the court's ruling in his favor, that his religious convictions came before that scenario. Which again, I think it was proven in that hearing that these people went in, and Nathan Phillips did offer to serve. They refused service, and that's that. That's basically what it was. They asked for a cake. He said, I'm sorry, my religious convictions will not allow me to make a cake for you in that scenario. Not even in other scenarios, like with, you know, hey, I'm a gangster and I want to celebrate, you know, my homies doing this and this and this. I don't know. It probably wouldn't even relate to his convictions there either. Or even underage weddings. He would say no to all these things that have everything to do against his modern day thinking of religion. Whatever his religion is. It doesn't even have to be fucking the Bible or Christianity or Catholicism or whatever. It doesn't have to be any of those things. You can have your own religion, and if it's true and sincere and you're following it, and you don't want to serve somebody based off of those things, so be it. So be it. It shouldn't have to be forced. Anyways, no, I think that this Snapchat thing is very disgusting. It seems like it was pre-planned, and it seems like it's just trying to condition us to accept these kind of things as normal. We have these young drag queens going all over Good Morning America, you know, flaunting themselves, dancing like they're strippers on, you know, in gay clubs, which again, I would call the cops if I saw something like that happening. Why the fuck would the parents allow this shit? Anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on all this? Yeah, I sound like I really hate myself as a gay man, don't I? I really don't. I'm happy that I am a gay man. I think that, you know, I was put here on earth as this type of person for whatever reason. And we should all be accepting of one another, again, with consenting adults. When you start bringing children into it, again, certain religions bring children into other things as well. Hint, hint. That's when we need to draw the line. Anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on the whole thing here? Like, hey, subscribe, share. Don't share. I do love it all. You guys all have an awesome day, and peace out.